What's going on, guys? How's it? So I'm going live in my little new home. I don't have my little studio space set up yet, but let me know how this sounds before I even go any further if someone chimes in, because I'm not using any kind of mic. I'm literally just using my iPhone 13 Pro Max. But if the audio stinks, I will redo this and go live by my computer. But I was going to talk a little bit about the Mavic 3, a teeny bit more about what I've learned about it. I know that my Cine still has not shipped, so that kind of is lame because it's just sitting there in Hong Kong, $5,600 later, and I'm kind of getting buyer's remorse. It sounds all right. What up, Johnny? I'm trying to see if I can use my iPad Pro to monitor the comments. So let me see if I can even get to that. I guess I'd have to use YouTube Studio, huh? Let me check that out. Hold on a second. Where are you, YouTube Studio? So I think YouTube Studio on the iPad Pro can show my live stream. Let me check. I don't know. The streaming thing is not necessarily my forte, but I'll dial it in. But regardless, the Mavic 3 Cine I ordered basically when they announced it, right when we were able to, and it still hasn't shipped. I don't know when that was. I think it was, what, Friday? And it's now Wednesday. So $5,600 later, that's obviously a big chunk of change, and you start thinking, or just go to your video and watch it, but mute it. Oh, I don't know. I guess I could do that. Hold on a second. Let me check that out. Your videos. Let me check. Live. Yeah, see, I don't think it shows it, though. It only shows my last time I streamed, so I don't know. Let me see if it actually is populating. Well, regardless, if you guys have anything to say, let me try to check if I can go and see the comments. I think they're right over here. Maybe someone type something and let me see, if you don't mind, if you could be so kind. Save, highlight, mute microphone. But regardless, you start kind of thinking about other options the more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know who else would be out there. I mean, I know that Vexture is a good place. I don't know if they have any Cines in stock. I'm still kind of working through with DJI Arizona. Not positive what I'm going to do with my Inspire 2 because my Inspire 2 has been kind of problematic ever since the get-go. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a Cine at Best Buy, though. I don't think that's way too high-end for Best Buy. I think they'll have the Fly More combo. Let me see what that says. Oh, where did you go? Hold on a second. Top chat, live chat. All chats are visible. Oh, crap. Yeah, I don't believe they're going to have them at Best Buy, honestly. I'm trying to see if I can. It's so frustrating. I wish I had some YouTube guru with me because I'm sure there's a really nice way to do this. That's relatively easy, but I'm learning as I go. Content. Let me see here, live. Yeah, see, the only thing live is my last little Autel afterthoughts, so it's not showing the stream yet. I don't know why, but regardless, I don't know. I mean, the more I'm hearing about this Mavic 3 Cine, it almost seems like there's a lot missing from it. You do on the app, 5,000 and ships by December. Yeah, see, I mean, I think I'll get mine before then. I can't imagine it taking, I mean, if there's no movement on this Mavic 3 Cine by the end of the week, I may just end up pulling the plug and getting the Enterprise from Autel. I don't know. I just feel that that drone works really well for me. I really do want to see the Cine 3 and see what it's about. But at the same time, the only real thing that is actually interesting to me is the ProRes and the built-in SCD. I don't even know. The built-in SCD, I mean, if you have a terabyte SSD, I don't even know what I just said. If you have a terabyte SSD, the cool thing about that, in my opinion, is that, yeah, it's not really a true Hasselblad though. I mean, I don't know, Tommy, if you've ever shot with medium format Hassi backs, like big medium format backs that are 40, 50, 60, 70,000, that's like a true Hasselblad. They're just slapping their name, honestly, on it. I mean, I would be, that Evolve 2, honestly, with a Sony sensor, I bet you has pretty darn good image quality. I gotta watch Captain Drone talk a little bit more about that. But the ability to have interchangeable lenses and use micro four thirds lenses is kind of interesting. So I got to look more into that Evolve 2. I mean, I know it's like $3,700. It seems like it would be a little bit of a weird drone to use because I don't know anything about them. But again, I don't know. The Hasselblad thing really doesn't impress me because I know they're just basically slapping and utilizing their name more so than the actual true optics and the sensor. I mean, Sony makes amazing sensors. I think they're the best sensor manufacturer out there personally. But again, I don't know. I mean, there's so much missing from the Cine already. I mean, we don't have a lot of the options even available to us, even some of the most basic stuff. I mean, we have some basic stuff obviously there, but we got to wait until January. So I think it's kind of lame. I'm sure a lot of people do that DJI is making us wait until January and obviously just making us wait just to get the drone. I mean, you think they would have these things ready in stock, waiting to be shipped. I'm a DJI Select member, not that that really means that much, but in theory, the Select members are supposed to get theirs expedited. Not, you know, again, it's a kind of lame membership, but still, it said it shipped. It just basically gives you tracking info with nothing. It just shows it like in the system, but it still hasn't shipped. Let me check. I'll actually show you guys, I think. FedEx. But anyway, it's just stuck in Hong Kong essentially. Well, I mean, it's missing a lot of its features. Basically, I mean, they don't have a lot of, I don't think they have 4K, 120 frames per second available yet. They don't have any of the intelligent flight modes. I don't think they have Active Track 5.0 available yet. So I don't know exactly. I don't really care too much about that. It's just the fact that they don't have that thing fully loaded when you're spending almost $6,000. It's kind of super unacceptable in my opinion. I mean, that thing should be ready to hit the floor running the minute you get the drone. And you get the drone basically, and whenever I get it, I don't even know when it's going to ship, but once I get it, we still can't really unleash it until basically January. I mean, we can fly and we get ProRes footage and we get some of the basic settings, but still, that's kind of unacceptable on my end that DJI doesn't have this thing. They had more than enough time to basically have this thing equipped, and they don't. And, you know, everyone kind of has been talking about it and touching on the features that aren't there. I don't know exactly. I just watched a couple, like DC Rainmaker had one showing all the stuff that was there and the stuff that wasn't there. But again, just to me, not cool on DJI's end. But again, people were talking about Autel with the Nanos and the lights, and those still haven't shipped. So there's that. I pre-ordered a Nano Plus, and I talked to Autel the other day, and they said they had no idea. I talked to Autel support, mind you, but they still didn't really know when they were going to ship, if they're going to ship this month or this year. So again, all these drone manufacturers are kind of guilty of making us wait and being really slow to the game with what they're bringing to us. So I wish I had my Autel Nano Plus in my hands already. I thought I would have. I pre-ordered from advexture.com, but I don't, and I have no idea when. But again, it doesn't really matter right now because I just spent $6,000 with DJI. I still have nothing to show for it. No drone. I got an Inspire 2. That's been nothing but problems. So to me, I want to get rid of one of them. I think the Cine, honestly, even though the Inspire 2 is a really badass drone with interchangeable lenses and a lot more professional abilities, but for me, the Inspire 2 almost seems like it's too much drone for me. I don't think I truly need the Inspire 2 level of drone for the majority of what I do. I have been using it. I use the drone on Sunday, and really it's just to provide different focal lengths. So that's one of the things I think Cine is kind of lacking, is good. I don't even know what their optical zoom is. It's a 4-time zoom apparently, and then it goes into some kind of hybrid, that little binocular zoom, which obviously is optical, or not optical, it's obviously digital and pretty much pointless. So I don't know, I wish I would have seen something with a little better optics as far as the focal range was concerned. Yeah, Autel has no clue. I think none of them have any clue. It's annoying. I mean, it's crazy. And you know what? You just get all these kind of generic responses. Again, I was talking to Autel support, so it's not really their job to be telling anyone about release dates and marketing and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you just try to see if they can give any kind of inside input, but they don't. I'm sure they get a ton of people calling them just because it's the 800 number and asking questions like, where are they going to actually be coming to us? But I don't know. I guess if we get the nanos or the lights by the end of the year, I think we should be happy because, again, DJI isn't even bringing us firmware to unleash the Mavic 3 until January. So I have a feeling we all have to be patient with these drone manufacturers. That's about it. The only good thing is, as I said, with Autel, is they're not charging us up the you know what to get the drone. I mean, I thought it was going to be expensive, and really DJI should have allowed us to pick what we wanted for our bundle. Like for me to get the Cine and have to buy the smart controller and have to buy, ProRes or whatever, we should have had some kind of options in order to bundle it out accordingly. Like I don't want the smart controller, I already know that. So that's about another $1,300. So if that drone was say $4,000, it would have been a lot more palatable to spend $4,000 without the smart controller, get the normal controller, maybe get the smart controller at a later date because it's not something I need or even want. I probably, if I do get the Cine, I'll keep it, and I'm sure I'll probably hang on to it just to have the entire package. But at the same time, I got my blanket over here, it's getting cold. But, they should have given us some kind of options. I mean, we really shouldn't have to have been forced to buy the Cine full price at $5,000 with every single filter. I mean, who's going to be using a 256 neutral density or whatever it is, or a 512? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. People want 4, 8, 16, 32. They don't need the other $150 filters. They may not want the smart controller. They may not want a terabyte SSD. Maybe you should have had a little less expensive option, like a 480 or something. But again, they could have used, actually, I was watching the video on Captain Drone with the Evolve 2, and they were using, what were those? Like not the compact flash, what are those memory cards? I don't even use those, but the little high-speed compact flash memory cards. So that could have been another option to capture ProRes, to have the ability to not have to be charged $1,000, whatever it is, for the SSD internal drive, and be toggling that thing to a USB-C or whatever, that high-speed data cable. So that's just little input on my end. Again, I wish they would have at least given us the ability to choose our controllers. That would have been, a good way to save a little bit of money at checkout, but instead you either get all or nothing. And to me, that was a little bit lame because I didn't want to spend, again, almost $6,000 with the refresh. The refresh is pretty expensive too. It's almost $600 for 2 years. 2 years, 3 replacements, but that's not that crazy. I mean, it's basically $200 each replacement. What's going on, that LVC guy? Yep, you're at work. I just moved, I'm in my new little place. I'm actually building, my friend's fabricating a really amazing setup for my YouTube studio. I think I'm gonna put it in my basement, but I don't know, I'll kind of let you in a little bit. It's going to be as if I'm sitting in a drone. So he's fabricating a table that's actually a drone, and I'm going to get inside the drone to actually do my YouTube stuff. So that should be pretty rad. And he's an amazing metal artist. I think his YouTube channel is Balls to the Wall, but he's a local artist here. So he fabricates all kinds of cool stuff, custom wood and metal. and he's going to help me fabricate a real life little drone that's banked that I'm going to sit in and actually rock my YouTube content on. So I don't think there's anyone who's actually sitting inside a drone doing their YouTube channel. And if he can do it, or basically if anyone can do it, he can do it. So that should be pretty awesome. I'm going to actually have little, in theory, if everything goes well, little props that actually spin when I start the show. So we're going to step it up a whole other level very shortly. I had to get out of where I was at. My apartment just wasn't conducive to doing these YouTube videos. It was way too confining. I literally didn't have the space. Now I at least have the space in my basement where I can go and spread my wings and do some rad stuff, and we'll kind of have a disconnect from where I'm actually living, because you don't want to have, at least I don't, all kinds of lighting and C-stands and crap all over my place. So, but yeah, I know. It should be kind of cool, man. I'm excited. He's actually just wrapping up a big job on some big, crazy $15,000 metal doors that he's building. And I mean, he does beautiful work too, just so you know. Again, I think his channel is balls to the wall. I don't know what he really does on there, but he's a local metal artist, and he can sculpt basically anything. So he had the idea to help me out with this. I'm going to barter and do some promotional content for him, but it should be pretty rad when it's done. I can't wait. It's going to be kind of fun, actually. But again, the Cine, I don't know. I'm going to actually talk to DJI today in their dumb live chat on their store. But yeah, everyone have a great day. But I can't really see the chat. It keeps on hiding, so I got to figure out this. Let me see if I'm going live again. Let me try to check my iPad and see if I can kind of monitor what's going on. YouTube, see if I can see my contents. Oh, wait, current live stream. There we go. I gotta mute it. All right, there we go. Now I can actually see and type. So I got my live stream. So how's it, everyone? Okay. Do a little shock. Is that everyone? There we go. So I actually at least can see my live chat. That's good. But again, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to talk to DJI today and see if you can even cancel this. Because if I have to wait like another 2 weeks or something, I'm not going to be that patient. I want to just get probably that Autel from Advexture and get the Enterprise. And the good thing with like Advexture, for you guys who, if you don't know, if you're not even familiar with them, they actually are a good drone company where you can, or a good company where you can buy your stuff from. But like if you want to bundle something separately, like they have their Enterprise 6K bundle, and that includes a smart controller, the version 2 smart controller for Autel. I called them and asked if they could just give me the normal controller, because I really didn't want to spend and have the bigger Autel smart controller. And they said, yeah, no problem. They sent me a quote for like $2,800, which would include the case, the batteries, the Evo 2 Enterprise, and all the accessories, just minus the smart controller. So they were able to actually bundle it and customize it accordingly. So they tailored the drone package how I want. Unlike DJI, for example, with this, where it's basically spend a certain amount of money, you have no options, no choice, and that's it. That's why, honestly, Autel, to me, is a little bit more of a better drone company than I've had experiences with DJI, at least. I mean, DJI, again, that's who I started flying with the Phantom series, but I've just had more negative experiences, especially with customer support, than I have with Autel. Autel, I guess I have a little bit more patience and tolerance with, because I haven't been dealing with them for that long, but everything that's been kind of Autel related has been relatively pleasant. I mean, it's kind of straightforward. You're able to get them on the phone. It's pretty easy to talk to them. You know, you call their 800 number and you can, you know, talk to, I think, Evan, Travis, Alejandro. There's a few guys there that you always seem to get, and they're all pretty knowledgeable to a certain extent, at least, and they can kind of sort you out and get your stuff, you know, taken care of. But DJI, obviously, you're dealing with China. You're dealing with people that just, you know, I don't know. It's just strange. Sometimes it even sounds like they're just at home. You can hear like chickens in the background and stuff. But regardless, I don't know. There's no hate with DJI. I mean, they're a great company, obviously, but I just don't want to spend this much money on a drone that I got to wait for and then wait for a lot of stuff to unlock. And we shall see. But I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted if this thing ships sooner than later. I'm going to check with them, as I said, to see what's involved canceling the order if I do decide to do so. And I mean, I'm curious to get the Mavic 3. I really want to see how it does. The people that I've been watching don't seem to say that the H.264 and H.265 is that much different than the ProRes footage, the 422 footage. So I don't know, maybe it's not worth spending the extra money on the Cine package. I mean, if I weren't actually ever using ProRes footage, but I do with the Inspire 2. So my thought was have the Inspire 2 shooting 422 ProRes. I got the ProRes license on that. And if I do need a backup drone or another drone to capture 422 footage to match that footage, I can use maybe the Mavic 3 Cine. And again, sometimes you're doing something, say over people or a park, where you don't want to have this big frickin' Inspire 2 blasting through like an alien over everyone. I mean, the Inspire 2 is super cool and a really badass drone, but there's times where it just doesn't make sense to fly something that big and that loud and just that intense over a scene. So the Mavic is a very common type drone that people can kind of deal with, and it's palatable and people don't freak out as much. So if you can, it's kind of like a point and shoot. You have a big telephoto lens or 70-200 lens on a D4 or something, or you got my little Sony RX100, Mark 7, and that thing has a 24-200 optical zoom on that, and it's like this big. You can bring that thing in, look through the little electronic viewfinder, get killer shots and footage, and people have no idea. It's really unassuming. So it's kind of that psychology, in my opinion, with something like this Mavic 3. It's a little bit of a sleeper drone, just in appearance. But again, we'll see what happens. Hopefully this thing ships so I don't have a choice and I have to get the drone. But honestly, it's weird. I'm not that excited about getting the Cine. It's one of the first drones that I'm not that, I don't know, just the excitement level isn't there for some reason. The Mini 2 I love. The Air 2S is a good drone. I don't have mine anymore. I liked my Mavic Air 2. That was a great drone, actually. It flew well. It was easy to fly and just small and compact. Obviously, the Air 2S is very similar, but I didn't really feel I needed that because I had a Mavic 2 Pro at the time and another 1-inch sensor with the Evo 2 Pro. And I just think the Evo 2 Pro 6K for me is hands down the most reliable drone. I mean, that is my favorite drone to date. The Inspire 2 is a really cool drone, but it's just not functional. I mean, it's not practical. It's such a big drone to grab out of and pull and put together, and just a lot of work for 20 minutes of battery time. And then you have to just too much to contend with. But again, I don't want to spend too much time. I just wanted to go live, see what you guys were thinking with the Cine and with the pipe. I don't know, do any of you guys even own a Cine or have one? Or you're just waiting to, let me see. Yeah, thanks everyone for checking in too. Again, gonna step up my game very shortly. Once I get my basement studio set up, it will be a lot nicer. I'll have lighting in place and a little studio space set up and all kinds of controlled stuff. So it will be a lot easier to go live and to do streams and to do all kinds of different content. But I'll let you guys know. Have a good day. And until then, peace. And we'll talk soon, guys. Thanks. All right. Bye.